All right, well, Matt, first, what did it mean to bring everybody here, show everybody around, and share this place that I know means so much to you, again, with everybody?
Yeah, Vinnie and I, we got here this morning. We were driving in. We felt like cadets again. This place is so special. So anytime you come back, you have this just nostalgic feeling. To have the Stanley Cup with us, with the whole hockey team, and the players are so excited. It's I keep thanking them. They're in between games. It's an off day or starting the season, and their response to me has been, "Wow, we should be thanking you. This place is magical." So it makes us feel really good. The cadets were amazing. We had lunch with them just now. We did a panel. The future is bright because when you meet these kids at the academy, you feel good about the future of the United States.
You could tell when the Stanley Cup went into the mess hall how excited everybody got. What did it mean to see everybody's eyes light up and to be able to give back a little bit and have the Stanley Cup spend the day here?
Yeah. When I was a cadet at West Point, I've spent many breakfasts and lunches in that mess hall, and they call it the poop deck, which is, I don't know where it comes from, but it's just an observation deck over the whole mess hall. And I always see dignitaries and famous people. I know Elon Musk was here a few weeks ago, and I remember being a cadet being like, wow, it must be pretty cool to get up there. I've never been up there. And here we are, and I'm standing there with Vinny and Sasha Barkov and Aaron Ekblad and Matthew Tkachuk. And as soon as Sasha was going to make a speech, but then he lifted the cup, and he didn't have to make any speech. The place just went nuts. And I said, Sasha, you don't have to say anything. I think the Stanley Cup by itself is so exciting for these cadets. And you just love the energy and just the courage that a lot of these cadets have, coming up to you, looking in the eye. I just look back at myself. I guess I was that mature, at 18, 19 years old. But it's a great place to be. We're so happy to be here today.
It is such a special place. What do you hope everybody takes away from the experience today? I know for me personally, my first time here.
Yeah, I hope everyone knows feels the culture that's here, feels the soul of the place. And there's no reason why we can't recreate this. For many years, we can make the Florida Panthers a great, destination franchise and a place that, anyone, when they come and play, they always have a good feeling, right? Even if it's a year or two or they spent a short time of their career with us, we should be a special place in the National Hockey League that everyone knows when you go there, you're going to be treated well, you're going to be pushed hard, you're going to be expected to work hard, but when you leave, you're going to be treated, with respect. And I think that's, any sports team can hopefully try to emulate, this beautiful academy.
Matt, between Vinny, yourself, Keith, Bryce, the list goes on.
Bunch of West Pointers.
How much has West Point kind of shaped who the Panthers are now in terms of an identity?
Yeah, it's a great question. We want the franchise, we want the players, we want all of our staff to appreciate West Point, but I also don't want them to feel like you have to go to West Point to become a CEO or a COO. So we want them to know, hey, we're very proud of where we come from, but we want to be very inclusive on their backgrounds and what they've accomplished in their life. But I think it's people call me Cap around the office. You do. So that's near and dear to my heart. If I didn't go to West Point, they wouldn't be calling me that. We used to do battle rhythm meetings. We sometimes use military time. Hey, I'll meet you there at 1500. So I think having like bits and pieces of the military is good, and it's good for the rest of the world and the rest of the civilians to just understand what's going on in the military. So the more we can share these anecdotes, I think it opens people's eyes up to this great academy and what it does for the country.
You mentioned when you were here, seeing people up on the poop deck.
Yeah.
What do you think that means for the cadets that are here now to see what they saw?
Yeah. I can tell, like, a bunch of them are running up to me like, oh my God, you have the best job ever. This sounds so cool. I said, guys, slow down. Like, serve your country first. Let's do good in math. Let's go and like do great in the unit that you're going to. And then, after that, let's talk, So I said, we have this term, focus on the 50-meter target, which is if you're at a gun range, if you shoot for the 300-meter target, you might get a lot of points, but if you get a bunch of ones at the 50, it might be better. And I told a lot of them that today because I could tell they were pretty hungry to get into sports. I said, go. The best way that we'll hire you is if you have a great military career, right? Because if you're skimping through and 1 foot, we'll see right through that. So.
What character trait did you learn here that you've taken into your life that is part of your success?
So I didn't realize it at the time. It's mostly around teamwork and putting, having a higher sense of purpose. But it all comes down to having no ego. And West Point you get all these like smart kids, high school quarterbacks, class presidents, and they come here, 17, 18 years old, and they strip you down and build you back up. And it's good. You get humbled. And when I met Vinnie in the business world, he said, one of the primary problems in business is ego, and he's right. And I've tried to lead by example throughout the franchise of not trying to take credit for things or trying to claim ideas that were someone else. I try to make sure that's always the team effort at the end of the day.
We're a little over 2 weeks from Veterans Day. What does Veterans Day mean to you as somebody who attended the meeting?
Yeah, it's very moving every time, both Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Veterans is more celebrating anyone who served. Memorial Day are those who have passed. Both those days, it's a time to reflect. The military was such a long time. It's been over 20 years since I went to West Point, over 15 years since I got out of the military. And, life can pass you by and you forget about all these experiences. So I always take those days to go have a beer with another veteran or go just talk about the good old days, because if you don't, you'll forget about them and you won't appreciate what people do for us every day.
And then the Heroes Among Us program that you guys have before every game that the Panthers do. Talk to us about that. Set it up for us.
Vinnie said it from day one. We're going to honor a veteran in every single game. And I was like, how are we going to find all these veterans? I mean, there's a lot of games, and it's been 10 years now. The program, John Colombo, Matt Smith, Matthew Janis, civilians, by the way, who I feel like have become veterans because everything they do for the Heroes program, they've just taken that to a whole nother level that we never imagined. And all those heroes talk, it's like a word of mouth now that all these families, we have so many inbounds that we have no problem getting veterans out and honoring them every game, and it's just wonderful. We always come across a 100-year-old World War II. I don't know how many more 100-year-old World War II veterans are out there, but we keep finding them. We keep honoring them.